there is a scope of growth in areas beyond medical profession, and that's what I'm going to talk today. And growth needs to be progressive and not regressive. Start doing it right now, whatever you want. Take out time, learn time management. That's important. Hello doctors, I am Dr. Parag Sanghvi. I am a radiologist and a life coach. Today I am going to talk about growth, but growth not related to medical profession. I am going to talk about growth beyond medical profession. And before I start talking on that, let me share my understanding of growth. Growth for me is a progressive process from one level to another higher level. And growth needs to be progressive and not regressive. In our medical profession, we have always grown from student to doctors. Then we grew more by doing specialization, super specialization. Then we still grew more. We took experience by working in hospitals or with great, big, famous, reputed doctors. And then we joined as consultants in hospitals, or we started our private practice. We were growing in terms of experience, in terms of maturity. We were just growing and growing. And with time, we grew, not in terms of experience, but also in terms of money, fame, reputation, recognition, credits. And we are still growing. And we are happy. But is this growth the only criteria for success? Think over it. There is a scope of growth in areas beyond medical profession, and that's what I'm going to talk today. What are those areas and how can we grow in all those areas? Most of us, or many of us, would be knowing most of the areas, and we would be doing fine in quite a few areas, but there are few areas which would require attention. Let's first identify the areas and let's see how we can work on it. So, I have identified 7 areas beyond medical profession, beyond money. And what are those areas? Those areas are relationships, health and wellness, emotional, education, spiritual, recreational, and an area of self-satisfaction, what I called as self-actualization. We need to grow in all these areas. And we grow in all these areas along with growth in medical profession, then I would say yes, we are successful in true terms. That will lead to happiness, that will lead to peace, that will lead to harmony, and that's what all of us are looking for. Aren't we? Talk about each area individually. And let's see. And while I am talking, you reflect. Are you grown or do you need a growth in that area? We'll talk about the steps of growth later on. Let's talk about each area. Let's talk about relationships. As medical professionals, we have learned the art of maintaining good relations with our patients, of maintaining communication with our patients. But what about relationship with our spouse, who are not doctors, with our parents, with our children, with our staff, with our friends, with our relatives? Are we good with all of them? If not, then we should try working on it. It's very important that we have a healthy relation with our parents. They've grown old, there's a generation gap. What can we do? The least we can do is give time. The least we can do is talk to them. All they require is time and some attention. What about our children? Nowadays we are aware that we should spend time with our children, especially the teenagers. Do we talk to them? Do we ask them what they need? Do we spend time with them? As parents, we are used to just telling them, giving them explanations, telling them what to do. Do we ever listen to what they want to talk, what they perceive things as. So listen to them, understand rather than explaining them, be a friend to them. Don't just give bhashans after bhashans, be a friend. What about your staff? Have you ever called them and asked them what is it that they are looking from you? It's sometimes good to be vulnerable. It's sometimes good to be non-authoritative. And that increases the bonding with your staff. What about your friends? Do they look up to you just as doctors? Do you reciprocate their feelings of being friends? And the same thing applies to our relatives. We are used to recognition. We are used to everybody calling us sir and doctors. Come out of that zone and be a friend, be a good relative to them. And that would give you immense happiness, satisfaction. The second area, health and wellness. Surprised? Because we as doctors, we think we know everything about health. We know everything about wellness. That's quite true theoretically. But we are just used to giving them some sort of advice, tips. Do this, do that for your health. What about us? We neglect our own health. Let it be sleep, let it be nutrition, let it be exercise. We just neglect. And I'm not talking about just physical wellness. I'm talking about mental wellness. I'm talking about social wellness. I'm talking about spiritual wellness. We need to first look after ourselves. And then when we look after ourselves, we are in a better position to deal with our patients. Indirectly, it plays a big role in our medical profession. So, health and wellness is that area where you need to grow. Which is the third area? The third area is self-education. As doctors in medical profession, we are used to attending conferences, CMEs, lectures. But there is the need of growth beyond medical profession. Are we techno-savvy? Do we know about the latest gadgets? Do we know how to start our own YouTube channel so that we can upload our educative lectures for patient awareness, for marketing? Are we aware of this? And for that, we need to educate ourselves by doing some online courses, by attending weekend courses, whatever. Even if we have to follow a profession like say photography, we need to learn, we need to first educate, and then we need to practice, right? So education, not just in medical profession or related to medicine, but in other areas too, is a very important area where we can grow, where growth is required. What is the fourth area? Emotional. Most important, because if we are mentally not stable, how can we do justice to our patients? Stress, one of the most important factors. It affects us as students when we are growing our practice, and even when we become senior. Challenges are there in diagnosis, in operative theaters, whatever. So we need to learn to be stable mentally, manage our stress, manage our anger. And how can we do that? Meditation plays a role. Exercise plays a role. Reading, listening to music, all these plays a role. And keeping ourselves stable, emotionally stable. Which is another area. I think another area as we grow, as we become more senior in experience, in maturity, we start going towards spirituality. And what is spirituality? Spirituality for me is being aware of my own self, being self-aware. How can you be self-aware? By identifying your strengths, by identifying your weaknesses, your passions, your likes, your dislikes. What makes you happy? What makes you angry? Identify, start working on them. Which is another way, is being less reactive, being less impulsive. Reaction is bound to happen, but how to learn to be less reactive? That's also a way towards spirituality. Another way, some people follow a religion. That's also a path towards religiosity. But One thing, keep in mind, you need not be religious to be spiritual. You can be spiritual and at the same time not be religious. I would say be religious and be spiritual, that has a cumulative effect. Another area, very important, is recreational area. Follow your passions. I will do when I retire. That's the most commonest language. I don't have time right now. Start doing it right now, whatever you want. Take out time. Learn time management. That's important. That will bring immense happiness. That increases your productivity in medical profession. Go out, learn. You want to learn a type of a dance? Go out, learn. Join weekend classes. You can learn online also by watching the videos. And dance. Even though you don't know to dance, just dance. Start practicing. Practice makes a man perfect. You interested in painting? Don't wait till you reach 50 or 60. Start painting. Buy a brush and start painting. Photography, buy a camera, go out, start clicking. Read, lectures, whatever, courses. Do it now. Develop a me time for yourself and you'll see the difference. In the last area is an area of self-satisfaction, area of self-actualization, where you can use your potential to the maximum for others, and that will give you immense satisfaction. Maybe young doctors may not relate to this last statement of mine, but I am damn sure as you grow older, not in terms of age, in terms of experience, you will relate to this last area of self-satisfaction. And as doctors, we are fortunate. We can mentor our young doctors selflessly through our experience, through our struggles, through our successes, sharing the stories of success, sharing the stories of failures and how you overcame those. They will benefit immensely from your mentoring. Another way you can have lots of self-satisfaction is philanthropy. As doctors, we are used to working in charitable clinics, charitable hospitals, but can we do more outside this world of medical profession? Can we align ourselves with some NGOs? Can we help deprived children, empower women? Even we want lots of money. Can we donate some money to some good cause? That's philanthropy for me. So we have identified these 7 areas. Now, what to do? You have identified the area. So what are the steps of the growth beyond medical profession? The first step we have already done. We have identified the areas. Now, you need to see in yourself and find out which are the areas where you need to grow. Which are the areas where you are already grown enough. And once you realize the need to grow in those areas, what you do? Scale yourself. Go to each area. Suppose if it's a relationship, scale yourself from 0 to 10. See where you are, 2, 3, 4, aim to go to 8, 9. Then the next step is resources. What can you do? What do you have to increase, in this case, relations? Better your relations. And what are the things you need to do? After you do that, you plan. Growth is a strategy. You need to structure everything. So you plan. And once you plan, is that enough? No, now comes the most important thing, is implementation, execution of this plan. Because unless you don't execute, unless you don't take actions, you don't get results. And the results may not always be positive. It may not work for you. See what's gone wrong. Give yourself feedback. Go back to the planning page, redesign your plan, again implement, again take actions, results will occur. And eventually, growth will occur. Growth is inevitable. So, identify the area where you think you need to grow. Draw up a plan, actions, and you can see the growth. This is growth beyond medical profession and money. This is Dr. Parag Sanghvi. Life is beautiful. Thank you.